Hey up everybody, how we doing? It's Friday, so we're back. It's another community update stream with myself and PAINGOD. How are we doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. It's
Enjoying
that
the very, very warm weather.
the weird weather, right? The rainbows and crazy rain coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, we just had a huge downpour here.
They've already spotted the tank behind you. It's already been guessed by by Cuba. That
I,
was the
I accidentally moved out of the way as I was positioning everything.
It's became a game. It's that time of the week where you get to pay close attention to your background. Excellent. So it's just myself and PainGod today. No Tank Zars in the background today. I hope you're feeling better soon, Tank Zars. We always miss you. You're such a workhorse for us. And definitely miss your support in the background. But how's everyone doing? Hi, Osirix. Lady Obscure, it's the real Slim Shady today. KB, how are we doing? Blind Wild Dog, hey up. How's it going, Just a Cone? Yes, Cuba's fired. It's ruined it. All right, cool. So, we got some really good things today. Um, some really good bug news, some really good things coming in the very near future. But to start us off, what have we got coming on Tuesday? Thank God.
Well, a little hints right there. I'll go into that in a minute. Probably the biggest news I'm really happy to have for you today is we got some good progress on fixes this week of things we talked about last week. So Tuesday we'll have a fix for the gun barrel raising up when you get close to objects, so popping up to the top of your screen. No longer happen. Um, Sorry that bug sat out there for so long. Also, the reticle will no longer jump when some of the consumables expire. That was another annoyance. And the grid selector in the overview map will no longer disappear and become completely useless. So, as always, sorry about the bugs. Glad to get those three fixes out to you on
Oh,
Tuesday.
they are such a relief to hear about. It's being so close to the community. I hear about it every day. I'm so glad to see the back of that. Bye bye. I'm so excited. Brilliant.
Your
Brilliant
tank won't
news.
automatically do that anymore and point its barrel.
Great stuff. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
speaking of Tuesday, the image behind me, someone obviously already correctly guessed
Got it.
375 TS.
It's a belter.
It's the base original version of the Tier 8 German heavy tank that we made the Roger Dodger Hot Wheel tank late last
Amazing
year,
name.
late last summer. And you guys players have been patiently asking for that. I think it came out looking really, really boss.
It does. It looks very authentic, and the Roger Dodger was one of my favorite ones to play for a while. Kind of like fell out of my rotation a little bit recently, but it's definitely going back in as soon as I pick that one up. So it's a great tank. The Roger Dodger. This one just looks authentic, so I'm all over it. Good stuff. All right.
This week we have, we heard you +1 - 1 matchmaking is back today for the weekend through Tuesday morning. So we'll study the matchmaking successes and failures and imbalances based on all of the matches that you play over the weekend, and I'll have more information for you on the results of that next week this time.
Excellent stuff. So with regards to +1 -1 matchmaking, what sort of things do we look out for when we're running a test like +1 -1? Are we looking just to see if there's any soft or hard fails like we talked about last week?
Yeah, it's soft fail, hard fail, and denial. And denial doesn't happen in most of the games because denial is the point where we will fill it with bots.
I see.
Denials will only happen at some of the higher tiers if there's not even enough tanks to meet the minimum requirement of human players to then fill with bots.
Okay.
But overall denials are really, really low because we added filling with bots a while back. So the soft fail and hard fail is just a measure of how imbalanced that match will be. And when the matchmaker starts giving up on some rules, so that's when you see there's more heavy tanks on one team than there is on the other team, and or the makeup of the platoons on the two teams don't match.
Yeah.
So yeah, we measure all that. We have graphs that show how many times it hit those codes, and it's pretty quick and easy for us to look at.
Excellent. I hope it goes well, and I hope that everybody really enjoys the +1 -1 over the weekend. Do we know when it actually ends? Because I think we said at first it was going to be over the weekend, but I heard as well it might be maybe longer than that.
Until Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, so we got a few extra days.
Yeah, until our regular restart. So
excellent stuff.
Other things in the news, I was just talking to Mentos about this before this. We want to kind of put together a quality of life, a portal and stream. I do talk about, hey, we're looking at these things coming up, but that's not really written down in a format that is easy to digest. Not only things that we're working on, but things that we've already fixed. So you guys are better appraised. So look for that coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll kick off the initiative with a stream talking about what the fixes that we're working on, what their priority is, the order they're being worked on, the difficulty of the fixes. Can't ever promise dates because we don't know how long some things will take. But just so there's one place to track. Here's the bugs that have been reported and that we're working on, and the order that we're working on them in. So.
That's excellent. Yeah, I think that's kind of another step in us moving more into transparency. It's what we all want to do. It takes time to do, and I'm looking forward to this. I think the community will really appreciate this. So yeah, we talked about that today. I'm going to work on getting that all planned out, and we'll have some news for you, in the next few weeks about doing a quality of life stream, and then it'll be followed with something on the website as well. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I think it'll be better because people can go reference and go, okay, this is known, rather than us hearing about it in a bunch of different channels and always trying to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, this was already talked about this week here. I know everybody isn't on Facebook, everybody isn't on Twitter, not everybody goes to the forums.
Yeah, definitely. We try and update you guys all the time on these streams. We've only got an hour, and sometimes we maybe won't talk about something one day, and then it because we've not spoken about it, people think we've forgotten about it. So this will be a good transition for these streams moving forward. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Cool.
Oh yeah, and then saw a number of questions about having a public test server. I think I've explained that before. Console, we can't have something like that available to the public, but the goal to get to as close to achieve that as possible is to be able to use custom games. And so if we want to test a new tank or a new map, like I think I already explained to you the bringing back what used to be formerly known as Scorpion Pass. It wasn't supposed to be in for this particular release, but we were having enough fun with it. We decided that we're going to put it through Super Test, get the results from that, and then if they were positive, even though everything wasn't perfect and done yet, maybe not perfectly balanced, maybe some places you can get stuck on the map, but to get more eyes looking at it, in the next release, we'll have Scorpion Pass available in custom games. We'll play games with you guys. We'll create rooms, have you join them, play games. Take your feedback. Post what we're doing on, and update changes on the map so you can play them again in a week or two, and there's more fixes out there or changes to it, until we kind of all collectively agree, okay, this is good. Let's put it in the full rotation. And we'll be able to do that without having to wait for another big update, since we're going to have everything in for this next one.
Excellent.
So the plan is testing anything that we want to test, with a larger group, is to find ways to get that into custom games, so that there's a place to test it that isn't interfering with, normal battles.
The custom games fans love that sort of stuff. So excellent. All good news so far, and there's there's more good news to come as well.
And then I guess the big news in the last week was the GI Joe promotion.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of questions. What's going on? What are you guys doing? Are we going to get what PC had? So I'm here to give you a little bit of information. I can tell you, you know, not only are you going to get what PC had, but we're blowing it out, and you're going to get a whole lot more. So you're going to have the World War II content from the PC, which is, I believe, Mentos has pictures for you. So first off is the GI Joe breakthrough skin
for the TS5. That's one that I don't have, unfortunately, but I can one up you and give you the boa.
Yes.
Which is on screen now.
The Cobra boa skin for the T-54 prototype.
You guys should be able to see that now. Grab your screenshots. Okie doke.
When you first said I don't have that one, I thought you meant you didn't have the tank. I'm like, well, then buy it.
Sorry, yeah.
I can't see the stream because it's not real time, so I can't see what's going on.
I'll see if I can get a picture of the GI Joe breakthrough skin for the TS5, and what I will do is I'll put it in the notes afterwards if I'm able to grab one of those for you guys. So you'll be able to see what we're talking about. Okay. So next we've got
the Duke and Cobra 2D commanders.
We've got Duke on screen now. Doing a couple of salutes. Go Joe! Yes, blind wild dog. And we got Cobra. Cobra is now on screen.
Did you show the 2D ones there? Or
Duke and Cobra were both 3D. They were just as they were recruited.
Oh, okay. So there's also going to be the 2D ones from PC. And the good news, I'm going to tell you that content, some of that content is going to be even in the free season pass. So I thought players would really like to be able to get one of the commanders and tanks and GI Joe skin in the free pass. So look forward to that.
Cool.
Then for Cold War, we have to have the Mobat
on screen now.
We created a Mobat based on the BT-70 with a custom turret.
It's so cool. It's just like going back to so I don't really have GI Joe as much being in the UK. I know a lot of kids in the UK did watch it, but I was always jealous of all the toys. I never had any. I wanted them. I never got bought them. Sad face.
I watched the cartoon religiously every afternoon.
That's cool. So it's like you're reliving your childhood here as well. It's been something that's been. I mean, it's still going now as well. It's relevant to a lot of people's memories.
And what is GI Joe without Cobra, and what is Cobra without the hiss? So we actually went, what would a real hiss be like? And we modeled, we did research and did completely modeled from the ground up a custom hiss for the game. It made larger than was in the cartoon to make it sense. We made it much wider. It would actually have just tipped over when it turned a corner with our physics the way it was. I think it came out super, super cool.
It's a tall boy, says Zombie Mew Mew.
What was that?
He said it's a tall boy. It looks really big.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have fun destroying the hiss because of course I have to play on the side of GI Joe.
There you go. That's so cool.
Mintos already showed you the 3D Cobra Commanders and Duke.
Yep.
I think we have. Did you get that splash screen? The game.
We
splash screen
do. So we got some splash screen art here coming up on screen.
I thought it came out really cool. I thought That's what I remember from GI Joe, them coming at each other all the time. It was always like the camera cuts, even though it was cartoon. One force coming this way, another force coming this way. So to get that all
Yeah.
captured in one image, with the actual, we did that with the actual commander and tanks that we modeled. So the guys did a fantastic job on that art. I really like how it came out, and it harkens back to that core GI Joe entertainment experience.
It's brilliant. So this stuff will be, I assume, probably most likely would be for the Cold War mode.
Those two are in Cold War, yes.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, and we're back to our faces on camera.
All right. So and there's quite a bit more to come after that, but that's what you're going to see at launch at the end of the month when we come out with our next big update, and we'll have more cool things to talk to you about in the very near future.
Excellent stuff. All right, so now it's time for questions. If you guys want to tag me in your questions in the chat, I will
with your
take...
accent, I thought you said attack me.
Attack me. All right. A question that I found on Reddit, which I thought was nice, was what is the favorite tanks of the devs? Do you have a favorite tank? I don't know if I've ever asked you this before.
Well, I've said before, I'm pretty heavily a U.S. player, and the Shermans are kind of like always my go-to, my favorite tank of all time, and it's biased because I designed it. I designed the hero one for the Freedom. I really love playing the Super Persian.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always seem to rotate back towards the U.S. Shermans when I just want to have fun games.
Yeah. Cool.
Almost like we're releasing tanks all the time. I'm mostly playing the tanks we're about to release or have just released. And the amount of hours I can play a day is pretty limited at the moment. So it's mostly playing the new tanks and not just playing for fun.
Comes and goes in waves for me as well, depending on how busy it is with the community. But yeah, at the moment I've got quite a bit of time to play. I got on last night and played some games with the community. I'm planning on getting on tomorrow as well. Actually, I'm going to play some games tomorrow in between the football. But yeah, if you guys see me around, you're all welcome to come and just join my platoon. You're very welcome to come and hang out with me. Question from Noodle10. One of our content creators in the community is asking, is there any updates to the Spectator HUD planned?
That's something we'll make sure we'll get to you in the quality of life. We have the whole request list that Minto's shared with us, and he adds things a couple times since then. And we've knocked some of those out. I know some of them are in the next update. And there's more planned after that. Just it's been so many, I don't remember which is in which. But we'll get that. We'll make sure we focus on that in the quality of life stream and get those items up on the list of fixes so you guys can see what's coming.
Okay. A question from World of Tanks Console Academy, one of our community contributors, asks is, so we have some tanks that are in both Cold War and World War II, and we spoke recently about the T-55A and that making its way over to World War II. Is there a criteria on which tanks are decided to go in which mode? Or is it, like I guessed, is it just based on what makes sense for the era and what PC has?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of that because we've already kind of broke World War II, past World War II in the World War II version of the game. Some of those tanks, only made sense to be in, the post-war era in Cold War. So, we duplicated them, changed the name a little bit, changed up the stats so that they play differently. And we're pretty much like going forward, we'll put all new tanks in the appropriate game mode. But then it came up like, well, PC added this to their World War II game mode, and I want to be able to play that tank in World War II. And I'm like, well, that's not the hardest thing in the world for us to do. So
Yeah.
kind of based on request and demand, we can do it, but I don't really want to duplicate tons and tons and tons of tanks.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a question from Tankadelphia, who is asking about custom games, and his question is about silver silver costs in custom games. He's wondering, can we ever make custom games cost no silver?
I don't currently have any plans for that, and let me tell you why. It used to be required to have a premium account. You used to have to pay for repairs, and we got rid of those requirements. But left still the cost for ammos or use of consumables in that mode, because we don't want everybody just playing that mode all the time rather than playing the regular game, right? It's why you don't earn XP and silver in that mode, because that can be set up to exploit, cheat, farm, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying you're asking for any negative or bad reasons. This was kind of like, here, practice and play and be safe, but we don't want to really move a chunk of our audience away from the main game into this. So we've always been very, very careful about changing anything about that. Like I said, we've let up over the years, not premium time, no more premium time requirement, no cost for repairs, which made it much easier for people to use it. And we plan to use it, like I said, to test out new features and things with you as the public. So I don't want to really go making any changes that are going to negatively affect the economy of the game at the moment.
Okay.
And that's just a straight, honest answer, right?
Thank you very much. A question from Peter JM Gamer: are there plans to return ranked battles?
It's in the list of things. We've gone back and forth on what the design would be for that. Now that we would be remaking it. It's not something we just turn back on. So it's in the works and in heavy discussion. I don't have any kind of timeline for you at the moment.
Yeah, that's perhaps something that we could cover in the upcoming streams. Like we said earlier in the stream, there's a lot of things that we'd like to just update you guys on with regards to quality of life stuff. So I'm looking forward to having that opportunity, both as a written document, but also on the stream as well, so we can talk about these things. Slapperfish, if you could send me send me suggestions like that, because it's not really a question as such, but always send me suggestions, and I'll get them typed up and look out for any other people that are suggesting things as well.
Yeah, I think it might be good, Mintos, when we have that discussion about ranked battles, is let's have a discussion about what do players want from ranked battles. Is it the ranking, the bragging rights, the medals? Is it the prizes? Is it the smaller battles? Is it the more core players playing and not having noobs in? Or it might be really helpful to have that discussion to see what people are missing about it, so that when we're designing the next thing, we have those things in mind and focus on those, rather than just go, okay, I guess we just copy what we did before.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that discussion. Noodle10 says all of that. So yeah, looking forward to talking about it with you guys. And in the meantime, you can always, let me know what you are missing with things like the ranked battles, and it will go into my feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah, because for people that haven't been around for a long time, ranked battles went on in development for a very, very long time, and we had to kept changing the rule sets and the points, and kept going back and forth to get it right, and it was just people were always divided. Like, I don't want to play ranked battles. I don't like the ranked battle system as it is. I don't like the scoring as it is. Then we'd change it and be like, no, we don't like this. We like it the last time. And so, it would really be good to have a conversation about, what people are looking for from that, so we can design something that addresses that for the majority of the people.
Okay. Question from Lady Jane asking about more GI Joe stuff. Today's just the first look, so we're not going into great detail about the GI Joe stuff right now. But next week, I'm hoping that we can go into a little bit more detail, and the week following that, even more detail.
Minto, I think she was specifically asking if there'll be any female commanders from GI Joe or Cobra. And the answer to that is yes. How's that?
Okay, there we go.
If that's what you were looking for, I'm just making a guess.
There was a clue in the artwork as well. So
splash screen, yeah.
So yeah, go back and have it.
I said we used the real game models, so if you see them on the splash screen, they're probably got made.
There you go. All right. I'm keeping an eye out for any more questions. Brogue One asks. Oh, sorry. Go on. You can do yours.
I got one. Will we ever get tier 1 and tier 2 back? The ever questions are always hard.
They are. They're so hard.
If you want them really bad, just contact customer service, and I'll prove them giving them to you. It's not that. We originally planned to retire more tanks. We haven't gotten back to that, and to have a tank vault where people that want to get some of the older tanks, we can bring them back, by popular request. That's on the wish list that just hasn't gotten any traction this year due to everything else that's going on.
Cool. You heard it here. Okay. I think my question was Brogue One asking, what's the status of Tank Commander? Tank Commander mode, sorry.
The current status of it, they're working on fixing some bugs. They're working on getting a player versus player event back and going again like we had towards the end of last year. Ask about losing silver. I can look into that. I know we looked at that a lot when we brought it back and made tons of adjustments for weeks on weeks. And I haven't really heard any complaints on that lately. So if that is the case, we should look at it again.
Yeah. Okay. Rinton197. So today's stream is the first look at G.I. Joe, not the future of Cold War. that's quite a big topic, which we'll address for a long time. I imagine that there's going to be Cold War content coming. As we've said over the last few streams, there are tanks in the bank.
Yeah, I saw a question come through too. That was, is there any new tank lines coming? Absolutely, and a bunch of them are in this update. So not only are you going to see some new technology coming, you're going to see a whole new class of tanks coming. Not right at launch at the end of the month, or a few weeks following that, we'll start introducing those. So yeah, there's more lines coming.
Yeah. Speaking of the next update, are we ready yet to say when our next update will be? The next big one?
It's generally the last Tuesday of the month, and people can tell when the season ends is probably when the next one's going to be. That's our plan. I just don't ever promise because of certification things. Like, we just got surprised by a new feature for the PlayStation 5 that they're requiring developers to put into their titles for the next time they go through cert, and we're about to go through cert, and I'm like, I don't know if we can make it in time, so we're asking for a waiver to put it in the next time. So we don't have control on the date. We have a goal and an aim, and that would be the last Tuesday of the month, like we generally do, which is 29, I think. Yeah, 29. So yeah, that's the target, and we're doing everything we can to hit it. But we have a couple hiccups right now that might slow us in cert for a little bit, but we're trying to get past them.
Goliath Games TV, the creator of the fingers of death, is now saying that it's the coffee mug of Pain God. Do beware.
They're right there, bigger than I am.
Hey, at least it's not branded.
I saw, well, Lady Obscure sent me a question and said, would you like balanced tier 8 premium old tanks? So we are, I think I announced last week, and if I didn't, I forgot, I'm sorry, that we are looking at start doing rebalance passes like we did last year, grab 2 tanks every so often, and talk to the community about them, see what their wants and desires are, rebalance those, get those out, report back on their performance. The first 2 the changes to the first 2 tanks are under heavy debate at the moment. As a matter of fact, I think it's waiting on me to kind of step in and say, go this direction or this direction. And hopefully I'll be prepared to talk and discuss it with you next week.
Yeah, we're getting there now. I'm kind of just lurking on that discussion, just watching, seeing what goes on. We're nearly there now with that. So I think the community will be happy when we do get back to balancing. All right. Not seeing too many more questions now. I don't know if you have any more from Lady Obscura or.
I have one more that I got a little bit confused by the gamer tag. I thought that was part of the question. Voices for commanders. The GI Joe commanders will have in-game custom VOs for all the actions that happen in the game. So we were able to get a session recorded, and we're really happy about that. We're discussing and working on the plan for, voices going forward, when to do them, when not to do them. It's not exactly cheap, hiring actors and doing these sessions. But I mean, the work is, it takes a certain amount of work by, our audio director to put them in. But the biggest thing is cost. You have to look at it and say, if we hire these actors and have all these sessions, we're gonna get a return on our investment? So we can't just do voices for, custom voices for everybody. But I think what we will do is we'll make them for the ones that make sense, that we know will be popular for sure.
I have heard those voiceovers, and they're very good, actually. They're very impressive. Cool. All right, guys. A lot of the other questions we've answered before, or I can catch up with you guys if you want to message me over on Discord. There's our Discord if you want to come and join us. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream today. Keep an eye. We got one more.
I'm gonna see if I can pull something. Whoops.
Bonus question.
What I was looking for. I think I was gonna pull out one last thing here.
It's a Pain God special.
Okay, now you have to let me know if you can. I'm about to play an audio, but I don't know, since I'm on Skype and playing something on my PC, if it'll play right. But
it might come through your it might come through your speaker. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, let me know. Did you hear anything?
Don't think it picked it up. But
let me try my volume a little bit here.
There you go, crank it.
Go a little more volume and see if that helps.
Turn it up to 11.
Was that better?
No, unfortunately. We can think of another way of doing it. Maybe I can grab it for the stream on Monday. We got 3 streams next week. So we got insider information on Monday. Can play it on Monday, perhaps. And then we've got map stream with Brendan on Tuesday, which would be good. We've got Brendan for a quick hour. He's in high demand at the moment. But we're going to be, I believe we're going to be doing a tour day, revamped maps on Tuesday at 2:00. So don't miss that. And we've also got your your latest episode of Insider Information coming on Monday as well. And I'm hoping I'll be able to jump in that tank behind PAINGOD there and give it a whirl. At least anyway. But yeah, that's everything I've got from me today. Last question from Sprung Nickel there. These 5 maps, they should all come by the end of the month as well. So keep an eye out for them. But yeah, aside from that, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream today. Keep an eye out for the notes to come afterwards. I'm going to type them up now. Watch out for those fingers of death. And thank you very much, PAINGOD, for coming along today.
I just got some new equipment, so hopefully this week I'll actually have a camera that's not down in the hinge of my laptop.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
And we'll have monitors and speakers so I can play you audio files
Sick.
that don't get filtered out by the laptop hardware.
Alrighty. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Get well soon, Tankzars. We miss you. Massive thumb. I'll see you guys on the battlefield on Saturday. I'm going to be getting some games in. And I'll see you guys Monday and Tuesday for Insider Information and an Insider Information map special. Until then, we're going to go and raid our latest community contributor, Conus. And it is Conus after the map. I believe he was born in Conus. So do check him out. All right, guys. Until next time.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend.